the outside, it looked like I had everything figured out. A great career as a sales leader for a Fortune 500 company, beautiful wife, 2 amazing kids. I was a CrossFit athlete. And I'd even built a music business part-time that saw real success. But on the inside, something was off. I was spiraling. I was unhappy. I was hiding from my truth, numbing out daily with drugs and alcohol, keeping it from my family, avoiding the real questions about what I really wanted in life. And then one day, it just came crashing down. I woke up after 3 days of competing in a CrossFit competition. My body wasn't responding. I was in excruciating pain. I looked down, and my urine was black like coffee. I was freaked out, man. I ended up in the hospital with rhabdomyolysis, a condition where muscle breakdown floods the kidneys with toxins due to overexertion and dehydration. I was pushing myself way too hard. Way too hard. I spent 5 days in that hospital. Cut off from my family. It was the middle of COVID. I was left alone with my thoughts. Dangerously close to kidney failure. And I realized that I wasn't living to my full potential. I needed more than just success on paper. I needed clarity, a renewed sense of purpose in my life, and alignment. And when I got out of that hospital, oh man, I was so fucking grateful. I made changes right away. I made changes where I started adopting new habits and routines that would help with my growth. I started posting online. But the things I was learning around fitness and mindset and personal development, it was a time of real transformation for me. But I still didn't know where I was headed. I had no clue. But what I did know, I was drawn to coaching. There was something about helping others that really resonated with me. I just didn't have it figured out yet. I didn't know where I was heading. There was a pull there, right? There was a pull. And that's when I reached out to Rob Gilbert. Right? Who's reached out to Rob, right? Obviously. I've known Rob since the 90s. There's another backstory I can get into around that. But, he's always been an inspiration to me. And I'd been following his work online for some time. He had experience guiding coaches, helping them find their path. So I reached out to him. I'm like, this is the right guy for me. He's going to help me figure things out, right? And with his help, I started developing the structure I needed to really kick things off. And I started coaching people part-time around habits and routines. I was just figuring things out as I went. And at first, I was working with people from all walks of life. I was working with real estate agents. I was working with musicians, entrepreneurs. I even had a guy in the NASCAR industry. Just figuring things out as I went, right? But then one day, an old associate reached out to me. And it just clicked. It was like, my perfect clients are owners of manufacturers' rep agencies. Now, I don't expect anybody here to know what the hell that is, okay? All right? But I get it. It's clear as day. It's clear as the beautiful sky outside today. And I was like, oh my God, I figured it out. And I remember messaging Rob like, dude, I've got it. I've got it, man. These are my dream clients, man. I know exactly who I'm meant to serve. It was just like total clarity all of a sudden. And from that point on, I just went all in on this particular type of people. I've been working alongside manufacturers rep agencies for the last 10 years. I understood their challenges, I knew their world, and I knew I could help. So I went all in on them, focusing on this niche. And my business started to take off. It was amazing. And I spent the next couple of years building my business part-time, seeing real results. I even hired an assistant to help me with social media, marketing, outreach, started attending trade shows, networking, letting my presence really be known in the industry. But I was still hanging on to my corporate job. Despite all the success, I was still hanging on to my job. I had every excuse not to give it up, right? The great salary, the benefits, the pension, the company car, right? But deep down, I was just fucking terrified of failing. I was scared. And then one day, I walk into the office. After 8 years of working for this company as a sales leader. 8 years! My boss, HR, meet me at the front door. They pull me aside and they sit me down. And they lay me off as part of a corporate restructuring. And just like that, the decision was made for me. No more fucking excuses, right? It couldn't have become any more clearer. I knew exactly what I had to do, so I jumped into my business full-time with both feet. And of course I was scared. I mean, there had been months of incredible highs, but there had also been some lows, right? But before I knew it, in the first 6 months of running my business, I hit my annual revenue target.
Nice.
And the incredible thing is, being in this business for just under a year, not only am I changing lives, right? But I'm also developing coaches under my company brand. And I'm getting ready to launch some AI software that's about to revolutionize the industry. And to top it off, I've got this incredible heritage building, an office in this old building made in the 1800s. Rob came to visit once. Thanks, Rob. And I get to focus and deliver group trainings. And to top it off, I'm being invited to speak at events like this. But as I reflect back on my journey and how my business grew, that clarity I was searching for, it came after. It's not because it was there, right? Manufacturers reps became my clear focus, and that's where my passion lies. But that became clear after I took the first steps, built the habits, and put in the work. The vision sharpened over time, not before it began. See, success isn't about building the perfect business plan. It's about making sure that you're making those small efforts day after day. It's about consistency, habits, and systems that are going to keep you moving forward even when the vision is blurry. So let me ask you this. What can you start today? Are you building the practices that will keep you moving forward even when the path forward is not so clear? Take it from me. All right? You don't need to have everything figured out. What matters is that you take action, trust the process, and stay committed. That clarity you seek will follow. Thank you.